Hi, this is Survivor for Scrappy Mania, and today I'm going to use this book by Chris Hart from Figuring It Out. It's a beginning guide to drawing people, and I'm going to try to see if I can draw this face. So I bought this book some time ago when I went into mixed media. I read some of it, how to do proportions and things like that. So I've been using it to practice. So I'm going to see they have tips of how to draw in angles and, you know, how to divide the face and stuff. So I'm going to try to using this technique here, and I'm going to try to draw that face. So I'm going to speed up the video. Oh, but before I speed up the video, I'm going to use a regular pencil to draw, and then I'm going to be using some of my graphite. So I got this graphite set by Durant, and it's a Graphite Tint 12, and I love the colors on these. And then I'm just going to use the regular graphite pencils that I've purchased over time. But let's go ahead and see how this works. And the trick of everything is to kind of draw loosely. Don't need to really draw very heavy. Take your time. You can always redraw on top, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But just have fun. This is an art journal just to try different techniques, so it's just a journal just to have fun. So I hope you like this video. So I'm going to speed up the video and hope you stay with me. One of the things that I learned while I was watching a lot of videos on how to draw faces is that one of the things I say is to keep your pen very loose when you're creating your ovals, your face. And they use a lot of lines to cut things in half and use your lines and then erase those lines afterwards. So that's very helpful. The book is also very helpful because I kept referring back on where to put the proportions and the eyes and things like that. So this book, I think, it's worth it if you're looking for a book to learn how to draw. This book by Chris Hart, it's worth it. And I'll put the link of the Amazon link on here where I bought it, because I usually get my stuff mostly in Amazon when it has to do with a book. So here I'm playing with my watercolors and some gesso. So another technique that I'm liking more and more is instead of using water for watercolor paints, is to use gesso. And it creates kind of like a more pastel, chalky kind of paint with your watercolors. And I think I forgot who the gal that showed how to do this. So I'll see if I can find her video, and I'll put the link on her video on in my description area. But I tend to watch a lot of videos on how to paint and how to draw, and I forget to write down who are the artists, and I'm pretty bad with that. So I'll see if I can find her video, and I will put the link of her video. That way, if you want to kind of see what she's done, she did a gorgeous mixed media layout with a stamp image and watercolors and also gesso. So I'll make sure I'll find that link for you. Another technique that I used here is I took some of my charcoal pencils and I used a paper stump to blend the shading in for the back of her neckline, so that way her hair looks like it's more dimensional, and also for some of the other areas that I wanted to create some shadow. And I went ahead and put some gesso where I was going to put my saying. And then I went ahead and went over, because it didn't stamp very well, so I used my pen to go over the lettering, but then as you can see later, it kind of smears when I put some fixative on top of my doll. Last finishing touches is to dry a little bit the page and then to go over with my wax pencil on the edges to give it a dark outline. So here I've completed this page, and as you can see, I really like how it came out. The proportion looks a little more in proportion to the face, and this book really helps you figure out how to draw faces and just, you know, overall, you know, the distance between the eyes and things like that. And it's by Chris Hart, called Figure It Out. So if you see this one compared to my earlier drawings, which is this one, it's very different. I really am kind of growing into being more of an artist. And as you can see, this one, the proportions were way off, but I was just having fun. This one was another one that I was playing with, and actually this one came out a little better. The proportions are within how it should be. It doesn't look too overly crazy. This one is another one that I was playing, and it looked pretty nice. I like how this one came out off to the side. And then the rest that I have here, this one's another one that the proportions are a little different. As you can see, the mouth is a little different. But, you know, you grow yourself into being an artist. So for this, from this one, and this is my latest one, I think I'm getting, you know, it's looking a little more like a true portrait than more cartoony look. Like this one. I mean, this is more a cartoony look than this one. But I really like how it came out. Now, one of the pens were smearing a little bit, so I do have some smearing going on. I tried to use this varnish that I created with some gel medium and water, and just to put a light coat on top. It didn't really work that well, so I ended up pulling some polyurethane spray. So I'm going to have to buy some kind of spray fixative for my watercolor paints. But other than that, I do like how it came out. I do like the mixed media background. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Bye now.